Jesus always led with relationship. He just broke the ice. And we know this because her reaction is, I can't believe you're a Jew and I'm a Samaritan. Why are you talking to me? I can't even believe you're talking to me. And here's what's fascinating about this. This is why I love being a pastor in the 21st century. And I love being a pastor in Chicagoland, like away from the thrust of normal Christianity, because it is so easy to be on mission. People are starving for relationships. USA Today ran an article several weeks ago that said Americans have a third fewer deep relationships now than they did 20 years ago. A third fewer. A sociology professor from Duke said, you don't see that kind of change in 2 decades. Something crazy is going on, and this is not good. Because close relationships, she said, we're talking about the people that could pick your kids up at school, the people that could help you out of your house in a hurricane or in a fire. We're talking about people we depend on. And we have a third fewer of them in our life now than we've ever had before. So people are hungry for relationships. So go into the break room, sit down, and say, hey, how's it going? Could you pass me the salt? What I'm saying is Jesus went to the obvious place, the water cooler place, and he initiated a conversation with someone who didn't have a lot of friends. Can you do that? And that's your mission. How do you do that? Probably, most importantly, by just not running away. We've got a friend, Hugh Halter. Some of you small group leaders heard Hugh a couple of months ago. Richie brought him in. I'm bringing him in to preach in September. He's a pastor in Colorado, really out there on the edge, in doing some, he makes me look conservative. He's a fun guy, and he's got this church, that really reaches to the people that nobody else, wants to deal with, So he lives in his house, and the next door neighbor, woman and husband, aren't believers at all. They aren't Christians. And in the course of time, the woman becomes a Christian and starts going to Hugh's church. And the husband is unhappy about it. He is not happy about it at all. He's mad, who wants their wife to be a Christian, for crying out loud? He's like, oh man, this is messing up my life. So one day Hugh says, I'm out mowing my yard, just going back and forth, listening to some music, mowing my yard. And out of the corner of my eye, I look up at the back deck of my neighbor's house, and I see my neighbor up there. And he's standing there on the deck, looking at me, flipping me off with both hands. Just standing there. You're number 1, you're 11. All right? He's just standing there. And he said, I was kind of like, ooh, and he's just kind of mowing back and forth. I'm going to make him tell the story when he's here in the fall. He's just mowing back and forth. He's like, God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And he said, I don't know if it's the inspiration of the Holy Spirit or not, but he said, I just turned back to him and went, and flipped him off right back again. He said, the guy just started laughing and said, come on over. And he went over and had a beer with him on the back deck, and the guy is now a deacon in his church. I'm not making that story up, okay? Now listen, I don't know where the flipping off conversation, I don't know what's happened in my week that made me have 2 illustrations about that, and I am not recommending a flipping off ministry to be started at Parkview. What I'm saying is that what Hugh didn't do is run away. What he didn't do is run away and hide. What Jesus didn't do is run away and hide. Jesus didn't avoid, he was right there.